What's up everyone, Ben Campbell here, back with another quick tip for teachers. So after posting my video last week titled Video Tips for Teachers, the most common question that I was getting was how to add closed captioning to videos. For those of you that may not be familiar with this, as teachers, anytime we show a video, it's supposed to have closed captioning to comply with ADA guidelines. So it's a super important thing, and unfortunately it is not a very easy workflow in WeVideo. So in WeVideo, you can create closed captions or subtitles, but it involves typing out what you're gonna say and then making the graphic the exact same length of your sentence. So this is a pretty manual process. It would take a lot of time for a standard lecture. So I'm gonna show you a bit of a hack I've found using YouTube, which has some built-in closed captioning features. So with that, let's just jump into it. I'm gonna pull up WeVideo and I'll actually record this in WeVideo too, so you can kind of see what a workflow for you would look like. All right, so before you can go ahead and see my face again, I'm gonna walk you through how to get to the part of WeVideo you'll probably be using the most. So I'm just gonna come up here and click login, because we already have logins through our district account. So I'll say login with Google, select my Edmond School's email address, and I'm good to go. So it's just loading up. So for most teachers, you're gonna be doing a lot of this recording section here where you could pull up like a Google slideshow and walk through an existing presentation that you have and record a video of yourself along with that. So that's basically the use case I'm going to show you here. So I'll click on that recording button. And from here you have the option to record your webcam, your screen, or both your screen and your webcam, which is definitely the best option for teaching. So I'm going to click that and then click next. And then here I am. So you can see I can select the camera. This is just the built-in camera for my MacBook. And then I have a microphone plugged in right now, so I'm using that, but you can use your built-in microphone or anything that you would plug in too right there. So I'll go ahead and click next. And now you have the option to do your entire screen, just an application window, or just a Chrome tab. So with this is actually gonna work out pretty well. For a Chrome tab, I have this this film genres document already opened up. So I'll click share on that, and it's gonna come over here. So it's important to note, like, you're not gonna see yourself while you're actually doing this, but it is recording my webcam this whole time. So I'll click present, and now I could start my recording. So here's just a quick like 30 seconds of lecture to show as an example. All right, so today we're going to be talking about film genres according to the book Save the Cat. So as you can see from this list, the film genres are a little different than what you'd expect. It's not listed out as like comedy, action, drama, Western. These are 10 very unique types of genres according to Blake Snyder, the author of this book. So we're going to go through each of these today. All right, that's probably enough that you can kind of see like how that feature works. All right, so I'm back in WeVideo now, and just as a real quick note, like, this is how you would actually add subtitles only using WeVideo. You would need to go into this text section, and then in the static folder, there's options for subtitled box or subtitles. So you would have to put that subtitle on its own video line, and you can see that sample right here. Then if you double click on it, you can come up to where you could change this. So like my text, I have no idea what I said originally. So say save changes, and then you would have to go through and for basically every sentence do that, and then change this duration here so that it lines up with what you're saying in your video. So that would be a super manual process, not ideal at all. So I'm going to show you a quick way to do it in YouTube. I'll click new tab and just go to YouTube right quick. Then I am already signed in. I can see that up here. So you can sign in with your Edmond School's account. You're able to create a channel that way, but unfortunately, with all the filtering that we have, your students would not be able to go see your YouTube channel if they're signed into their Edmond School's accounts. So I'll get to that in a little bit. But basically, I'm going to go to this create button and say I'm uploading a video. I'll go in and select files, and I've got that WeVideo, my video one saved right here in my downloads folder. So I will upload that, start the process at least. I'm gonna just call this testing subtitles. And then I won't go through everything. Actually, it's moving pretty quick, so I can go and just walk you through the whole process. So this is where you would select your thumbnail for a YouTube channel or for your YouTube video. It doesn't really matter here. You have to say, no, it's not made for kids. The definition for kids here is under 13. So if you're teaching, I guess most of middle school and then high school, we're fine. But you do have to flag that it's made for kids if you're making videos for elementary students. But that's just for ad purposes. So I'll go ahead and go to video elements. This is where you could add some in screens or like little things for people to click on. But the important thing is to come into visibility. So if you're ready, like if you want this to live on YouTube, you can go ahead and make it public. But for me, I'm just doing this for testing purposes. So I'm going to call this unlisted. So I can get to this. I could send the link to somebody, but nobody's going to see it just looking at my YouTube channel. So I'll go ahead and say save. And I think, yeah, it's actually already done. It's already published. So I'll say close. So we've got that here. So for testing out subtitles, it is not going to automatically generate your subtitles immediately. So I don't know what the mechanism is that trips it, but I'll go here to options. I think, oh, actually, no, there's a separate section for subtitles. So here's my video, but down here we have this subtitles section. So I click on that. You can see a bunch of my other videos that I've already posted. And then if I click on testing subtitles here, there is no current auto-generated, but it's going to happen over maybe the next like 30 minutes or an hour. I'm not sure what makes it happen, if it's just a timing thing or if it has to be played a few times. So I'm going to go ahead and pause here, wait for this to come back for me. All right, I am back. I gave it about an hour and I actually watched the video a couple times on my phone, so I'm not sure which of those is what triggered it. But now you can see here we've got in the subtitles English automatic. So if we go ahead and watch this video, I'll say view on YouTube. I now have this closed caption button. Film genres according to the books. All right, I'm going to just mute that, but you can see if I turn on this closed caption, now I have a scrolling closed caption, which is great. But what you might notice of it, so I think it's doing a pretty good job picking up the actual words that I said. But here you see like Blake Snyder, the author of the book, does not capitalize that. There's no capitalization and there is no punctuation in subtitled videos on YouTube. So if you can live with that, you're good to stop there as far as like creating your subtitles go. But if you want to add just a little more polish to it, you can click on this options button in YouTube Studio, and you actually have to edit this in like their classic version. So YouTube recently updated. This feature isn't available yet there. So now you can see it's got all of these sectioned out by the time and whatnot. So if I say edit, I can go ahead and start making those edits, like going in, changing all right to be one word, and capitalizing things like save cat. And I would add punctuation there. So now I've got like my first sentence down. So as you can see, this is a lot quicker than creating each of these from scratch. So I'll just say save changes. And I'll go back in here and fix this myself in a minute. But now we've got that automatic version that is published. And if I click on this English version, that's the one that I've actually made some edits to. So that is what we're hoping for here. So I'm going to give a quick honorable mention here. You can also go into add language, and then you would select that you're doing this in English, and then you can edit that. If you go to that add button here, so you can either transcribe, like you can type this whole thing out and have it auto sync. You can also upload a file. So on these upload of files, I forget what all the extensions are. There's several extensions that'll just save a text transcript that's already timed out. And there are services like otter.ai, which will do this for you. So it's a little more accurate than YouTube. If that's something that you're noticing, it's really not picking up the words that you're saying right, and you want to try something else out. And it looks like, I think they give you like 600 hours. 600 hours sounds like a lot, but they give you a pretty good chunk of time. 600 minutes, yeah. So 600 minutes of transcription for free each month. So really not that bad of a free option. And then you could download that file from them and upload it right here. Okay, so I am back in WeVideo now, and the final step is going to be to actually make another recording of yourself watching that YouTube video. So I'm just going to put my playhead here at the very end. I've kind of hidden this. WeVideo.com is sharing your screen. That can get in the way of your recording, but you need it so that you can actually stop this recording eventually. So I'll go back into my YouTube video and scrub back to start it over. Obviously right now I don't need volume, so I've got it muted, but what I would actually do is I'd go ahead and just play this video, get my cursor out of the way, and then it would be recording this with those subtitles just like we wanted, with it edited. So obviously I know this is a lot of extra steps, but it's super important that you do this. And the final thing once we finish this recording is we'll have to scale this video up a little bit so that we can get rid of all this stuff like down here at the bottom and up at the top, because you want your video to be just this clean section of actual video. All right, so that is it. I know that felt like a lot of work, but this is something that is really important that you do for your students that may need some additional support. And we're all different learners. I think video is a great way to reach a lot of different types of learners, but for some people they're going to have a much better time if they're able to read those subtitles and process the information, both hearing it and reading it at the same time. So as always, if you got something out of this, I really hope that you will like, comment, subscribe, all those things. It really helps me out a lot, so please take a second to do that. And as always, it doesn't matter if it's perfect, it only matters that you start.